All right, so Devin, we're looking at the camera right there, okay? What's your name?
Devin.
Devin who?
Devin Channel.
All right, so Amani Channel here, and this video is going to accompany the podcast that we did on creating family videos. I believe it is Cook a Better Video podcast number 016, if my memory doesn't fail me. All right, so we're talking about family videos, family vacations, special times, and what'd you say? Well, we'll see about that. It'll be on the website, okay? So, Devin, what did we do for vacation? Who did you see on your family vacation this year?
Lorenzo.
And where did we go this year?
Florida.
And what else did we do with Cousin Lorenzo?
We went to Legoland. We went to Universal Studios. We went into a hotel and we went to Florida. And then we went to a water park. We went to another water park. We played arcade. We got ice cream.
You remember everything. What did we do when we came back to Georgia? What did we do?
He slept here.
Yeah, they stayed here. What else? Where did we go? Did we go to the park? We went to the soccer
Oh,
park?
yeah, soccer park.
And what did we do at the soccer park?
We played baseball.
Yeah, we played catch, and we played what else?
What?
We played some soccer. We played keep away.
What's that?
Played keep away.
What's keep
And we played
away?
escape from the island. Remember that game we played?
What's that?
We played a soccer game, didn't we? Play some soccer at the soccer park.
Yeah.
All right, so the point is we did a lot of things with the family. Now, the great thing about family videos is that you get to capture the memories. Of course, Devin and Lorenzo, his cousin, they only get together, once a year, if that. So it's always great to capture video whenever you're doing a family vacation. Now, who doesn't have a smartphone or a camcorder or a pocket camera like a flip or a Kodak is what I use. So what I'm going to do in this recipe is I'm actually going to take you into Final Cut Pro 10. I'm going to walk you through how I edit, and you will see how easy it is to create a family video. Now, if you're using a smartphone like an iPhone, make sure you're holding your phone horizontally always when you're capturing your video, because if you're going to edit it, you want it to look right, all right? So that's basically the only thing. Okay. That's basically the only thing you need to worry about, all right now that I'm going to share. If you want to learn more, we have plenty of videos on YouTube about creating smartphone videos, all right? So let's go ahead and get into Final Cut Pro 10, and we'll talk about how to get started editing. All right, so I am in Final Cut Pro 10. Now, I will say that when it comes to editing, you can use any program to edit your video. I just use Final Cut Pro 10 because it's easy and it's a simple way to quickly edit videos. You use iMovie, you can use Windows Movie Maker, you can use Sony Vegas, you can use Adobe Premiere, all right? It's not so much about the software, it's about the techniques that you use, all right? So I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of the layout of Final Cut Pro 10, and then I'll get started editing. So you have in now Final Cut Pro 10 point, I think 1 is library. So this is where I'm going to put all my family videos in this library here. This is where you import your media. This is where you will see your actually edited video, and this is the storyline. All right, so this is where you actually do your edits. All right, now these little buttons here allow you to lay your edits in, and there's some titles. You can create titles here in text, and there's some transitions, music. You can import your iPhotos, your photos from iPhoto, etc. There's a lot of other features, but I'm just walking you through this really quickly, all right? So we're going to, first of all, we'll go ahead and create a new project. That's the first thing we want to do. We're going to call this the channel 2014. What year am I in? Vacation. All right. Okay, Devin. Shh. All right. And we're going to create that, and that's going to create the storyline here, all right? So that's actually the project that's now created. You can see that it's called...
You gave me a big piece of tilapia. A big piece.
And we can't be creating a family video without some special effects from the family, of course, all right? So we're going to go ahead and create a new event, all right? This is where our actual media will be stored, all right? So we'll call this one family. We'll call this family vacay, all right? Family vacay. And now we see here this family vacay, which is the event. It's in the library called Family Videos, and the project is called Channel 2014 Vacation, all right? Let's go ahead and import media. You can either just click on this button or go Command I. All right, and now we can go to the folder where the videos are. They're in the Devon Movies folder, and we have a couple of different folders here. We have some footage here, which I'll import. All right. And I'll just go down here, and we'll import selected. All right. You can see it's in the event, existing event, in the library, so that's all where it's going to be stored. So media management is important. It's going to copy the files there. All right, and we'll just go ahead and import those. And we're going to import some more footage here. This is from another camera that I used. All right, we'll close this one down, this folder down. We'll go into this folder. All right, so I have some additional footage that I captured here that I'll, where does it start? There it goes. All right, so. All right, and we'll just go down to about here. And we'll import these. All right, so now the footage is imported. Basically, it's going to go ahead and render that video. You can see it's auto rendering everything here, or auto transcoding it, whatever it's doing. It's just working in the background. We can start editing right now. All right, so when you're editing any sort of video, you want to tell a story, right? So a story is anything that has a beginning, middle, and end. So with the family video, you can have a little more fun. You can be a little more creative. This is something that I talk about in the podcast. But one thing you want to do is stop and smell the roses, which means you want to stop and get your shots. You want to shoot a variety of wide shots, medium shots, close-ups of the fun that you're having with your family. And you want to shoot still steady shots. Now, of course, when you're shooting on like a camcorder, an iPhone, or a small camera, it can be challenging. So, of course, like I said, you want to shoot still and steady shots, but sometimes that's a challenge. But you want to choose your best shots. You want to really refine your video down to the best shots that you have, all right? So to edit, it's really easy. This is pretty much with any editing program. You want to create an in point and an out point, which tells the computer where you want the edit to begin and the edit to end. So we'll go I right here. And we'll go O, all right, for out. And then you can either drag it right that way, or you can show you another way. You can just hit this right here. All right, now of course that doubles the clip up, but I just wanted to show you. All right, so I'm just going to basically repeat the process. I'm going to select the in and out points and then add the clips to the timeline, and that's basically what you want to do. Now this is just an example to show you the basic workflow for editing. Sometimes you can lay longer clips and then you can trim them as you go along. All right, so now let's go ahead and we will add an intro graphic to the video. All right, so this particular motion graphic is like a preset in there, so I'm just going to lay it on. I actually had another one selected, but I found this one afterwards, so I'll just get that on the storyline the way I wanted to, in the sequence, in the order that I wanted to look. So I'll just go ahead and lay that down. I'm going to stretch it out now and then delete the original one that I had there in its place. And in general, some of these presets are kind of cheesy. This is kind of a cheesy intro. This would be good for like a family video, but not probably for a client so much. And you just go ahead and type the text in there how you want it to appear. All right, so I'm just going to make some adjustments here, and then that should be good to go. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim some of the clips on this timeline and bring the sequence together. And the last thing I'm going to do now is add a transition. So this is called a bloom. It's one of the basic ones, but I do like it. It's a simple transition, just sort of adds like a flash kind of effect to it. And I'll just add this to a couple of the clips so you can see how it looks. There's one of the blooms, and there should be another one that plays. And the rest of the sequence is just straight cuts. So now we'll go ahead and import some music. All right, so we just go to Control I or Command I, and we'll import the music files, and then we'll be ready to lay the music down onto the sequence. All right, so we'll go ahead and import that now. We'll scroll up and see it there in the media library or in the event library, whatever it's called, and then we can drag the clip down, and then we'll adjust some of the levels. All right, so in Final Cut Pro 10, once you have the audio dragged down into the storyline like it is there, you want to do some audio switching. That's just adjusting the levels accordingly. So there's some little handles you can just click on and then drag them down. You can also keyframe them, but I'll just bring the entire handle down. And then I'm going to each individual clip and I'm bringing the volume down to nothing. So you're basically only going to hear the music when this video plays. All right, so that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and really edit this thing for real now. I'll add the rest of the shots and then I'll show you what the real video looks like in the finished product. All right, so thanks so much. Hopefully this was helpful. All right, so I wanted to show you just the final version of this video, but it ended up being a lot more elaborate since, you know, I kind of produced this in the old My Urban Report way of telling stories, which is kind of like on the fly, running gun type of editing that I do. So, you know, I'll talk about the editing process. So you always want to rough cut your video, and that means lay your best clips down on the timeline and then assemble them in a way that tells the story. So I kind of have a disjointed way of storytelling for this style of video, but then you want to add your, you want to trim the clips so that they are a little bit shorter because usually less is more. And then what you'll do is you'll, or what I'll do is I'll create the graphics. So here's the graphic that I created. I'll add the music and then I'll go and sweeten the audio. So that's basically the flow of editing that I like to do. So here's the intro graphic. There's a little bit of music here. This is the music track. This is the intro graphic. And then I have my main, this is sort of like my main narration in which I was sort of talking to the camera, and then I covered that with a couple B-roll shots. All right. And so that's basically this little section here. And then I go basically into the meat of the story, and they're just various clips that are strung together. So anytime with programs like Final Cut Pro 10, Adobe Premiere, you can not only lay regular one track of video here, but you can also lay additional B-roll to cover your video. And so that's what I did with this. All right. And there's some transitions here, which is what this is. Some additional transitions. I did a music track change, and then it just basically goes to the end of the video, which continues to, oh, here you can see where I've completely muted the audio here from this video because I didn't want any of that. I just wanted you to see the images of the kids having fun here. And then we get back to some nats here. You can see the waveform in these clips here. So there's audio here and throughout the rest of it. And then at the end, we end with the Web Video Chef's outro logo or intro graphic. And then I also gave credit to my wife's blog because she actually, her blog got credentialed for us to go to Legoland. So I got to thank Legoland for that, for the family vacation kind of, sort of. All right. So that's basically it. One other thing I want to do here is let me transform. All right. Make that full frame and we are done. All right. So that's basically it. The last thing I'm going to add is a fade to black. So we'll go to fade to color. All right. And we will end it. Very last thing I'm going to do is fade this audio out. All right. By doing that right there. All right. And that is it. All right. With this red line means that it's unrendered. So Final Cut's going to go through and render that video. All right. So now that I've kind of explained this whole timeline, sorry, this video was so long, but now I'll show you actually I'll link to the final video, or if you're on the blog, you will see the final video below. All right. Thanks so much. This is webvideochefs.com. If you have any questions about creating better videos, like a professional video entrepreneurship, or in general, if you have anything that's stumping you, go ahead and email us at ask@webvideochefs.com. You can always subscribe to our email newsletter on our website, website, webvideochefs.com. And this is Amani Channel, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace. The Channel Brothers in sunny Florida. That's where we are, in Orlando, O-Town. Amani Channel. This is gonna be dangerous going down steps with the camera. We'll see how this gets framed up.
I just put my object in the middle, and all I can see is the shadow. So I just make sure that when I'm looking at the viewfinder, I keep my subject in the middle.